Okay, so welcome back. We are going to do wheel throwing, and I'm going to show you how you can do a sugar skull like the one, an example right here. So when you're wheel throwing, the most important part is to be centered. So in order to do that, you're going to pull up and push down about 3 times. This just to make sure that you have your clay is consistent all the way through. So that was 1, 2, and 3. Right there. Now I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom because we're going to put a votive candle in the bottom of it, so I don't have to worry about leaving room for a bottom like you would for a bowl or a cup. So I just opened up. So I'm going to pull it out the width that I want my skull to be. Make sure your hands are wet. And then I'm going to pull up. Usually you have about 3 times to pull up before your clay gets tired and then flops. You also want to slow down your wheel as you go.
Is this how you make tires?
This is how you make what?
Tires?
You could.
Ma'am?
Hold on. So that's 2. And sometimes you have to kind of squeeze it in. All right, and last time coming up. Okay, and then I want to enclose this, the top of the skull. So in order to do that, I'm just going to slowly bring it in. All I'm doing is just curling my fingers, and they're coming in closer and closer until that hole finally closes up. And it gets thicker at the top as you close it, so sometimes you have to come in here and thin it out again. And then again, pushing my fingers in closer until it then closes. So that from here, if I don't like my shape, because the air is trapped inside, I can kind of alter the shape a bit. So if I want to bring that up a little bit, and then you also want to pull off this excess slip. That's what it's called. It's like this wet clay. And then I'm just going to smooth this out. Alright, and then I'm going to clean the bottom. And this is just so I have a nice clean surface at the bottom. And again, I'm just going to smooth this a little bit. Alright. So once I have my egg shape, and usually I would cut it off and work on it over there, but I'm just going to for the sake of time. So I would kind of push in where I want my cheekbones to kind of be, right here, and then maybe about right here is where I want my sockets to be. So I'm just kind of marking that off. So then you can take a needle tool or a cutting tool, whichever works best for you. I'm going to use a needle tool, and cut out the socket to your eye. It could be round, it could be whatever shape it is that you want. Try to pull out that clay. And you want to save this clay. And I'll show you what to do with that next. So again, you're going to try and cut it out exactly the same way you did before. And it's really soft, so I would recommend even waiting a couple of hours before you do this. Alright, so maybe they look the same, maybe they don't. Alright, so again, we're going to just smooth this so that they're nice and soft. You don't want any sharp edges. So again, there's that nice, those eye sockets. For a nose, there's a couple of different ways you can do it, and usually it's like an upside down heart. We're just gonna make this look more like an alien. So I'm just gonna go in a circle, poke another hole, go around and around and around like a circle.
Looks like me.
Okay, and you can bring it in closer to where they touch if you want. And again, smooth your surface. Make sure your hands are wet. It just helps. Okay, Okay, so I have my nose now. Now with this leftover clay that I pulled out from the eye sockets, what you would do, and I'm gonna get a paper towel because you need to do it with dry hands.
Edit this video out.
Is you're gonna take this leftover clay and you're going to make like, oh, I don't know, like 6 pill shapes, okay? So I'm gonna tear off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? So I'm gonna roll it, make a ball, and then roll forward, and it's gonna make like a pill shape. So there's 1, and I'm gonna do this with all 6, and these are going to be the teeth, and I'm gonna show you how that works. Try to make them all the same size.
I saw it this weekend.
You can put the littler teeth on the outside.
Who's Patrick? I ate pancakes for my birthday.
All right, so that's 6, and so I might want to put that one there because that's about the same size. That one there. Okay, so I have all this lined up now. Now you have to score and slip to attach. So what you're gonna do is just like keeping score, how you make that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the sides mark. I don't know that that's where they got the term, but we're gonna pretend that it is. So I'm going to score along the mouth where I'm going to attach. You also have to score these teeth the same way. And usually I have a scoring tool, but this will just have to work. All right, and then you want to add slip. This is just like a glue. It's like glue for clay. So I'm going to pick up my teeth very carefully, and I'm going to line them up and push them on. Okay, so I have my teeth on there. And then what you do is you take a sharp tool. Okay, it could be a putty knife or X-Acto knife, whatever works for you. And then you're gonna find the middle. So when you find the middle, all you're gonna do is just cut right across, wiggle a little bit to create that gap. And then maybe from there you can then make sure that you have the shape that you want. And that's pretty much all you're gonna do from there. And then I'm going to cut this off the potter's wheel. So then maybe the next day after it's dried and firmed up a little, you can add those, you can carve in the details that sugar skulls normally have. So it might have a cross or a diamond or flowers or just the typical ornamental things that they add to their sugar skulls. So again, I'm just gonna cut this off. And I'm going to pick it up and put it right there. And that's all there is to it.